Mind Games, unveiling the MK-Ultra experiments. For decades, murmurs of sinister government experiments lurked in the dark corners of conspiracy theories. Whispers of unimaginable inhumanity flourished, a secret so deeply buried that only small cracks in its facade allowed glimpses of the haunting truth. But what if those whispers were not just rumors? What if the corridors of power concealed a terrifying reality? Mind Games, unveiling the MK-Ultra experiments, unearths the buried secrets behind the CIA's infamous Project MK-Ultra, probing into its dark labyrinth of psychological warfare, coerced manipulation, and shattered lives. The unsettling reality uncovered could change the way we see power, control, and trust in institutions forever. The early days of the Cold War presented a psychological battleground as the US feared Chinese and Soviet advancements in brainwashing. Amid these anxieties, the CIA launched MK-Ultra in 1953 under Sidney Gottlieb's leadership to gain dominance in mind control. This covert program, backed by resources and fueled by paranoia, operated unchecked, employing scientists and even ex-Nazi researchers under the controversial Operation Paperclip. This wasn't just science untamed, it was the government weaponizing the human psyche. Their ambition knew no moral boundaries. MK-Ultra's archives revealed chilling human experimentation, blurring the line between science and atrocity. Across the nation, victims, often unknowing, were forced into nightmarish trials. LSD was administered in massive doses. Participants were subjected to electroshock therapy, hypnosis, and even sensory deprivation. Targets included prisoners, psychiatric patients, drug addicts, and unsuspecting civilians. These experiments, devoid of human empathy, left irreversible scars on their participants' minds. The story of Frank Olson, the biochemist who became a casualty of MK-Ultra's experiments, stands as one of its most harrowing accounts. Olson, unknowingly dosed with LSD, spiraled into paranoia and ultimately fell from a hotel window, his death shrouded in suspicion and questions of a deliberate cover-up. LSD emerged as MK-Ultra's weapon of choice, perceived as a key to unlocking and reprogramming the mind. Vast spectrums of the population became subjects in ill-fated drug experiments. In one startling case, individuals unknowingly endured grueling psychedelic trips orchestrated to test mind manipulation techniques. These moments weren't isolated. They betrayed broader ambitions to systematically deconstruct a person's autonomy. In Mind Games, J. Edwin Hollow reconstructs the lives affected, individuals whose psyches were irreparably shattered in the name of advancing cognitive warfare. A particularly disturbing practice, psychic driving, involved patients trapped in endless cycles of repetitive audio loops while kept in drug-induced states. Imagine having your thoughts erased, replaced, and repurposed into something entirely foreign. These techniques aimed at rewriting a person's identity, transforming human cognition into malleable clay, a horrifying concept brought to life. For MK-Ultra, these processes weren't tools for healing. They were instruments for manipulation, espionage, and control without consent. Few institutions were untouched. Universities, mental hospitals, and even media outlets became sites of the program's reach. Recruits included hypnotists, psychologists, and behavioral scientists tasked with sharpening techniques for coercion. Could some victims have unknowingly been members of the public? Open government files hinted exactly that, leaving conspiracy theorists to wonder, were Americans unwitting pawns in these experiments? The unsettling question lingers. Did this initiative disappear, or did it diffuse into subtler structures we've yet to uncover? MKUltra's downfall came in the 1970s during the Church Committee hearings, where widespread allegations of abuse and illegal experimentation were unveiled. But even as the program's dismantling became public, the CIA destroyed the vast majority of the records, leaving historians, investigators, and conspiracy theorists to sift through the ashes for whatever traces remained. But here lies the real quandary. Was this truly the end of human experimentation, or did the same agenda simply migrate under new disguises and funding? Many believe MKUltra's methods outlived its label. While MKUltra belongs to the pages of Cold War history, its legacy resonates in our hyper-connected, AI-driven age of mass data collection and surveillance. Emerging techniques, from subtle behavioral nudges to algorithmic manipulation, suggest that the priorities for controlling the human mind are more alive than ever, refined by technology and widespread accessibility. Could mind control now exist in forms we unwittingly accept, cloaked under the guise of convenience and personalization? What if the screens we carry are now the laboratories for the masses? J. Edwin Hollow's piercing investigation forces us to confront an unnerving truth. Governments, institutions, and those in power retain their influence by wielding covert control mechanisms. MKUltra reminds us how quickly morality loses to the hunger for dominance. It also asks whether such tactics ever simply end or just evolve beyond recognition. For every declassified file, how many more remain hidden behind secrecy's veil? As surveillance grows and manipulation becomes almost inseparable from modern life, are we unwitting participants in the next iteration of mind control? This isn't just history, it's a cautionary tale. Mind Games leaves its audience with one burning question. Are we truly free, or merely subjects of a more sophisticated form of control? Share your thoughts below and let us know if psychological warfare has transitioned from dark rooms into invisible everyday influence. If this documentary companion shook your worldview, support the search for truth by liking, subscribing, and joining us in uncovering hidden shadows. The pursuit of justice and awareness is the only antidote to recurring darkness.